Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video talking about the possible crossover character between the Walking Dead television series and Fear the Walking Dead. In this one, we're going to focus on just the Abraham character crossover theory. And possible spoiler warning if you aren't caught up for both The Walking Dead or for Fear. So this one, still continuing along with the discussions with regards to the big crossover news that hit on Sunday, that we are going to see a character crossover between Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead, or vice versa. So it's going to be really interesting to see who it is. So in this one, we're going to focus on just the Abraham theory. We won't really get too much into the other theories of the other characters. I've already done, lots of videos on that this week. And this will probably be maybe the last video we'll do, 100% dedicated to the crossover concept between Fear and The Walking Dead, or vice versa. So this one is pretty interesting. A few people sent through messages about this one. There's an article from CBR.com. It'll be in the description below, so you guys can click it and read it through for yourself. There's also ones from, comicbook.com, lots of other sites online regarding Abraham and the possibility of seeing him cross over into Fear as a prequel character. So because Fear is near the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, of course, that would be kind of cool to get to see what Abraham's experience was like in the zombie apocalypse, most likely prior to meeting Eugene and Rosita. So this would be in the time frame, most likely when Abraham's family is still alive. And a few people brought this one up. Angus McBryde sent through one question. He says, "Hey Trev, Q&A. There's an awesome fan theory about the Fear the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead crossover. What if Abraham appears in Fear as part of his backstory, as he is from Houston, Texas? Also, Michael Cudlitz just tweeted, quote unquote, crazy shit about to go down. See y'all on the other side." Would be awesome to hear your opinion on this. And so we briefly touched on it in the recent Fear video, but I wanted to get into a little bit more now that I've had a little bit more time to think about it. And I've gone back and watched the part from Self-Help, when you see a flashback sequence for Abraham of kind of his development when he finds out his family is dead, and then he meets Eugene for the first time. So that's already been shown in the original Walking Dead TV series. So you probably shouldn't go past that point. You should probably go before then. So this would be before Rosita, before he met Eugene, prior, with his family still being alive, before his family, he finds his family dead in that, because they don't trust him or whatever, they're scared of him, and then afterwards, they get killed, and then he finds out. So we did get to see that sequence, but if they were to go back further than that and show his time in the zombie apocalypse even prior, that could be really cool for Fear. As I said in the recent video yesterday, I believe, about the possibility of it being Nick, who could be the lead Whisperer crossover character. That or Madison are probably my favorite. So Fear being the origin story for the Whisperers is probably my favorite theory for this crossover idea. It's the one that I personally prefer the most and think it would be really cool for Fear. But this could be cool in the opposite way. This would give people a reason to watch Fear, because, of course, with Abraham being such a huge, spoiler warning, character death in Season 7's premiere, obviously we're never going to get to see him again. It seems like Michael Cudlitz really loved working on The Walking Dead, because he's been very active in the last year or so, ever since being killed off, giving his thoughts on things on Twitter, discussing even Fear the Walking Dead, and just some different things he's just kind of commented on, which is really cool to see, people that really feel passionate about some of the work that they did. So, they don't just quickly, they might have other projects and other shows they're working on or things like that, or movies or whatever. But it's just really cool to see that he really did like his time on The Walking Dead. He appreciates the fan base, and even though the character's been killed off, he, really, showing up in the season finale of Season 7, so it's not like he's really, hasn't been there. Like, he's been around, right? He comes back for the Sasha sequence, which is really, really cool to see him do that. But I don't anticipate us seeing any more from him probably ever again for the original, Walking Dead series. If anything, like, very little as hallucinations, something like, and now Sasha's dead too. It's kind of like, what would they, you can't really see much, possibility for them to use him again. But to get to see him earlier on in Fear would be very cool. If Michael Cudlitz was down for it, if he wanted to do it, it would give that kind of crossover. It'd be baity, or I don't want to say clickbaity, but it'd be baity, because you'd use him as a way for people to, check out Fear. So a lot of the fans of The Walking Dead that are never going to get to see Abraham again would have an opportunity to be able to watch Fear and get to see his prequel story or his background story before, the time with Eugene and Rosita. So I think it'd be cool to see if they brought him on for a season or something like that in Fear the Walking Dead. They'd have to travel north, I would think, for it to make sense. The group would have to. So it's a bit tricky to say. It's cool because it would give people a reason to watch Fear from the original Walking Dead if they want to see Abraham, see a little bit more with Michael Cudlitz reprising his role as the character, even if it's in a prequel capacity, because of course it cannot be in a future capacity aside from like dreams or hallucinations or things like that. So I do like the theory. It's maybe one of my more favorite ones. It's not my favorite for the crossover idea, but it's certainly better than some of the other ideas where you take like a character from Fear that doesn't really matter, and you have them show up in The Walking Dead. It's got to be somebody important. So for me, if they do Abraham, I'd be happy with that. That'd be sweet. If they do Nicholas, that would be great. Maybe some of my favorites would be Madison or Nicholas. And then after that, I wouldn't think as much Alicia, but, some of the others, anybody lower than that, I might not like it that much. From Fear going to the original series. And there's only a few characters you can do the other way around from Walking Dead to Fear that would work. He would be one of them that it's a little bit of a stretch because the locations aren't exact. They're relatively, they're not that close, but they're relatively close. So it could be cool, but we'll have to wait and see when we get some more details about it. The fact that he tweeted that, he could be referring to something else. Crazy shit about to go down. It's really hard to say if see y'all on the other side. So it's he's still very Walking Dead-ish. This is really cool. But I don't know if he's referring to Fear or if he's got another project he's working on or something else. Or maybe he's referring to the premiere starting. So I don't know. I don't know exactly. I'd have to look into that some more and see. But hopefully as we get closer to maybe The Walking Dead season 8 and possibly Fear season 4, we'll start to get some more details about this and start to know some more stuff. But it's kind of cool. It's a cool idea, and you guys can leave comments below. Let me know what you think about this concept. Michonne's mom says crossover depends on what the objective is, and then he or she, probably she, says objective, save Fear. Okay, so that's high power character backstories for somebody, Negan, DD, and Merle. I don't see how, but I'd love it if there were Glenn. Well, you can't really do that, right? Objective, save a character. Flat, dead acting of Madison would be perfect for a Whisper, or Walker wannabe Nick. So yeah, I agree with you that it does depend on the objective for what they want to do it for. What's the best objective with a crossover? I would think to go from Fear into The Walking Dead and do that. But if they go the other way around with someone like Abraham, that'd be pretty cool too, and show a little bit more of the backstory for him. And but the overall objective, I would think, is probably to help out Fear a little bit, because Fear is good quality. People aren't checking it out so much. So maybe that's something that they need or something that they should do, which we've discussed before in videos as well. They really should consider it and should do a crossover, because it could help Fear out a lot. Next one was Dave Erickson, who's the showrunner for the first 3 seasons of Fear, which are just wrapping up now. And he gave his thoughts on the crossover concept. He said, "I think it's a good thing for the show," Erickson said. "I think it's something that's going to hopefully galvanize both our modest fan base and then the much larger Walking Dead fan base. We'll see what they do." It's interesting because we'd always assumed, just because of geography, because of timeline, you can pull anything off, but I'm curious to see how they do it. So it sounds like at first he's surprised that they're going to do it. Because they are timeline, they're different. In terms of geographical location, they are far different, right? Environments and everything. It's out of my hands, Erickson said, of the series beyond this Sunday season 3 finale. It's an interesting transition because I don't know where Scott, Ian, and Andy are going to take it. So for me, what I tried to do was wrap things up emotionally and thematically. So, and I think we're seeing that right now. Dave Erickson, I think with season 3, he's really pulling at all the stops for Fear. He's got a lot of character deaths in there, season 3, that probably, I certainly didn't expect to see a lot of these character deaths that they're going with in Fear, but it certainly is exciting, and I think he's done a tremendous job of, especially this season, season of trying to launch this show. You know, you could say, okay, maybe the first season needed to be better, and that was why, you know, not enough people stuck with it after the premiere. But certainly, I don't see many people complaining about season 3. Everybody seems to like season 3. So we'll have to see. It really is like a new show now. When you take out the showrunner like that, you're going to get a much different feel in season 4. So I am intrigued as well for season 4 to see what it looks like, to see what it feels like. You know, now that you have a new group of showrunners, new executive producer, so it's going to be a lot different. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole show felt entirely different. Pacing, everything, characters, the way they develop everything. I would not be surprised if it was totally different, because you're probably going to get a different feel with people at the helm doing things differently. Should affect everybody, you know, under them. You know, having you know, switching like that, big switch. So even the Walking Dead TV series, as you go through different you know, showrunners, it has different feels to it. And even under Gimple, sometimes he reinvents it, so it feels a lot different even still. But certainly with them switching so many of the people involved, showrunner in that with Fear, season 4 should be quite a bit different. So I am interested to see if it's better or maybe worse after season 3. I could see it being you know, worse after season 3. So good, right? Then there are some more reviews for the Walking Dead, and one thing I wanted to do was just kind of mention, because I did a video on that on Wednesday for you guys. So just to kind of mention the one from Forbes, the review that I used. I didn't really pick it because it was like the only negative one. I just kind of, you know, was browsing around, saw it as like the top ranked one on Google basically when I was looking. So I checked it out because it was the first one I had seen and gave my thoughts on that in a video, because I was surprised to see. But it sounds like, as a lot of you mentioned, a lot of the other reviews for the season 8 premiere for The Walking Dead are very positive. So, you know, most of them are not negative like that. One from Business Insider says, The Walking Dead season 8 premiere brings the show back to its glory days on an action-packed, intense episode. So link will be for that as well too, so you guys can check out that one from Business Insider, and a lot of other ones as well too. Comicbook.com is another one. People have links saying, hey Trev, you know, season 8 premiere, a lot of the other reviews are saying it's awesome, so don't go just based on the Forbes one. And you know, I'm not too, you know, I'm kind of in the middle here, where I'm fine with you know, obviously feeling positive about the shows that I love, but at the same time, I can hear criticism as well too, like Forbes, you know, brought forward for the Walking Dead season 8 premiere. So we'll see. Of course, I'll bring you guys my review, as I know a lot of you guys will bring your thoughts, of course, as well too. See how we feel about it. You know, for me, I'm gonna see how I feel about it, do the review with you guys, see how you guys felt about it. Of course, you'll be able to write comments on that, and of course, you know, if you make your own videos or if you post your own blog or whatever, that's cool. You know, let's see how we feel. Like, we got to watch it ourselves first to kind of see. It's fun to read kind of non-spoiler reviews beforehand, because they get to watch it early, which I'm super jealous of, right? Because we don't get to watch it early. But you know, really, you got to see it yourself. You know, to see how it impacts you, to see how you feel about it, to see how you enjoy it. So that's you know, that's what it is, you know. And you know, I do my reviews honestly. I know some people say, Trev, you rank, you know, Walking Dead stuff too high, whatever. Well, you know, I mean, I do love Walking Dead. I do love zombie apocalypse stuff, and I, you know, watch a lot of series. And for me, maybe it's just I enjoy the genre more. I don't know, but I really love Walking Dead for sure. So I'm sure I'll enjoy the premiere, even if there's some stuff in there that, and plus for me too, and for you guys, there's stuff that a lot of people might find confusing, like certain sequences. But for us, you know, we just get that snap of the finger. We get it right away. We know right away what they're doing. So for us, it's a different viewing experiences. For other people, if you've read the comics, if you know, contribute, watch the channel, this channel, or you read online, it's a different experience for you than it is for the, you know, average person. So there could be a few things in there in the premiere maybe the average person doesn't get, but maybe we as comic book readers will really get, and it'll be important to us, even though to other people they're like, what the hell does that mean? Like, so you see, so it's tricky. So don't go just based on that, guys. You know, really excited for next Sunday for the Walking Dead season 8 premiere, as well as for the season 3 finale for Fear. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. Send me a few more questions if you want to see another video tomorrow. Otherwise, we might have to skip a day until Sunday, until Fear premieres. Then we'll do the reviews and all that good stuff. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it, and you can do it. Put on your subscribing pants at the bottom left. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon. That actually kind of sounded good. I should say that more often. It's Trev, saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.